Hi YouTubers, Palm Springs Cindy, and I have a great video for you this afternoon. I have some film footage of Pioneer Town. I went there for a day, and we had a fun lunch at a place called Pappy and Harriet's. And there's a little story behind that restaurant that I'm going to share with you that I think you'll find interesting and fun. And I went to HomeGoods because I wanted to see what the inventory was like that had to do with Easter and springtime. So if you have been sitting around the house and maybe unable to get out, then stay tuned and watch this video because you and I are going to go out on the town, HomeGoods and Pioneer Town. I actually made a little list of some items that I wanted to share with you. So before we go out and about, you know it's tax season. You guys. This, I'm getting choked up already. I haven't even said anything. This is the first time that I have money to record from YouTube. So normally my section of taxes is very cut and dry. Here's my W-2 or whatever it is from my state teacher retirement. You know, that's it. But now it's not so cut and dry. And our bookkeeper, when I was married, we had been with her for our entire, even I think before we were married. So now that I live in a different city, a different location, I really would like to find a bookkeeper here in Indio. And before I started looking, I had to call the IRS because I wanted to know if they had updated my address. And because one site had the correct address and another site did not. So I thought, well, I better call and find out, and I did. So a gentleman answered after waiting forever. You know how that goes. And I gave him, my immediate question was about my address. And he said, well, have you moved? And I said, yes. And in fact, one site has it correct, one site doesn't. So we talked about that. He could not help me with my address question. So I was like, okay, Mr. IRS man. So before we hung up, he said, well, is there anything else I can help you with? And so I said, well, actually there is. And so I explained to him about that this was the first year I would be filing supplemental income because of YouTube, social media, and so he asked me more about that, and I was trying to answer his questions. But unless you are familiar with social media, in particular YouTube, my mouth is dry. It's kind of hard to understand. Since I had moved to a different city, the committee in my head told me I can do my own taxes. I don't need to spend $600 because that's what it was last year for just me. I don't need to spend that much money. I can figure this out. I'm going to have a master's degree. I should be able to figure this out. Other people do it. I can do it too. So I was determined to do it. I asked the gentleman on the phone, I think his name was Daniel, well, Daniel, what would I need to do the taxes on my own? And especially after explaining the situation to him. Okay, check this out, you guys. He said, oh, you know what, I'll send you the paperwork. I said, oh, that'd be wonderful. And so it arrived. So I need the Schedule C. For instructions for Schedule C, profit and loss statement. Now, this is a 20-page pamphlet, and the font is about a 6. So it is it's very detailed, and so I was into it, and I thought, I'm going to read even special instructions. I can do this. Okay, then he also sent me Schedule E, supplemental income and loss, because I would need to be knowledgeable on this. And so I looked this over. Oh, general instructions, it's 12 pages long. there's a nice summary on the back. Okay, I can do this. I'm gonna learn that so that I have that knowledge for when I do my taxes. Then he said, oh, and you're also gonna need Schedule SE, the self-employment tax information. And you'll need to be up on that. And so I looked that over and okay, yes, who must pay, all about members of religious groups, future development, what's new. Once again, this one's 6 pages, and once again, the font is quite small. So after looking all of those over, then he gave me several, well, let me just share how many. The forms for the profit and loss, the forms for the self-employment tax, the form for the supplemental income loss, the form for there's another loss for business. Anyway, all this stuff I got in the mail. You guys, who in the world is able to do this on their own? Now, I did start reading everything. I did start doing this on my own. However, it just started sounding like a bunch of gobbledygook. So I thought, no, this is crazy. So Mr. Swoon gave me the name of his tax lady, and I have made an appointment with her. So at least the first year, I want to know and have it done right. The first year where I do have supplemental income. So I don't know what your tax season is looking like so far, but mine has been quite complicated. I'm going to roll into the HomeGoods video, the Pioneer Town video, and then I have a little golf cart ride around my neighborhood that I took when it was just a lovely, well, actually the sun was just starting to set. So I rode around the neighborhood, and I went to get my mail, but I took video along the way. So I hope you enjoy that. All of which I will be doing a voiceover. And with that, let's get going. Hey, I'm here looking for a blue vase, large blue vase, some type of a tray, and some little something to go in my lawn, something to go on my patio. So, and possibly a runner for my dining room table. So bear with me. We're going to start looking. I'm looking for a large blue vessel for my dining room table, but I want it to be solid-ish, not striped. Like that one would have been okay, or that one, but not big enough. Good prices. But that area is sort of beachy. Then this area had some interesting trays and tchotchkes for your house. Lots of architectural looking artsy things and scary octopus. And just fun things to look at. You can live without those. That's pretty creepy. But some of these tall vases would be perfect in the right spot. But I don't need anything like that right now. Those wooden bowls are great for company, for peanuts, or little snacks to set around. I already have one of those. A genie in a bottle, looks like. Sort of African theme. Then look at this Chanel book. Perfect for a tabletop. But I don't have a coffee table to put it on top. So there. And we're going to turn the corner and look at this cute little cart. And carts are so expensive, so that's a really good buy. I'm finding, look at this is the section I want to bring you to.
This is for outdoor patio or indoor. But look at the colors are so yummy. Loved those trays. I'm loving these little dishes. Of course, here, look at those, more of those trays. Then we're getting into a deeper blue. But the glasses and the trays and the little dishes are so spectacular. Look at that wine glass. So cute. And then this is sort of a peach area. But I love those glasses, the little heart bowls. Look how pretty. And then those, look at that, they have for a patio setting. And I like those woven bowls. Once again, good for chips. I'm hung up on those orange glasses. Look at those. Those are so cute. I love. And then this is sort of a violet section. But once again, look how, the glasses, the trays. Then this display, the theme was bees. Look how cheerful, how spring-like, and then the flamingo. The beautiful little glasses, picture, so fresh looking. Then we're going over to the rug area. I was trying to find a rug for my kitchen. And so this is like tablecloths, placemats. And they're all very, set up for Easter. I liked that one. I thought those colors were soft. And I was dying for these. These are napkin rings. Aren't they beautiful? I always like going into this garden aisle. I don't even need anything like this, but I just love looking at what they have. And some of these little planters are so cute. And baskets. But you can just see, if once you had a plant in some of these, how cute they would be. And they have the wreaths. A really beautiful wreath is nice to have. This aisle is filled with lots of beautiful tribal items. The colors are bright and vibrant, so interesting to look at.
You and me try to explain the way I feel. Let me speak, it's not enough. Can we be real for a minute? You and me, how do we fix this broken hearts now, baby? Yeah. You and me, I can't give up, you can't back down. You and me, I can't keep both feet on the ground. But you and me, we can't just go back to the start again.
You guys, this particular aisle coming up has the most beautiful pillows. Look at how beautiful those colors are. I just want these beautiful pillows. Look at that. Look at this bird one. Look at this whole row of those pillows. And the ones on top. Oh my word. Look at that birdhouse pillow.
In a dream, I let you back into my life, yeah. In a dream, you'll be my
It seems like I always need a rug for my kitchen area where I stand at the sink. And so I like these woven rugs. I think they're sharp looking, interesting. However, they do slide around. And even though I have one of those rubber type liners that I put underneath them, they still sort of slide around. So at any rate, I was just looking to see what other rugs I could find that maybe would not be so slippery. Well, like I said, I love looking at these different woven ones. And they have nice ones at HomeGoods, and they have one on the floor, and they have nice ones at Tuesday Morning, and sometimes you can find a nice one at Ross. So I love that black and white one. I love this muted blue one. And then there are two blue and whites. Look at those. Aren't they pretty? I'm going to go back to those. Those are beautiful colors as well. I just love those. So some of these you have to kind of unroll. If your house was blue, if those were your colors, look at these coming up. Not that turquoise one, but those two. I love those two, but those aren't my colors. I'm going to pan the camera around for you to just enjoy looking at some of this Easter inventory.
You and me try to explain the way I feel. Let me speak, it's not enough. Can we be real for a minute? You and me, how do we fix this broken hearts now, baby? Yeah. You and me, I can't give up. You can't back down. You and me, I can't keep both feet on the ground. But you and me, we can't just go back to the start again. 'Cause it's not easy.
It takes about close to an hour, maybe a little less, to get to Pioneer Town from Indio, but it's pretty much all freeway. So join me in Pioneer Town. Now, as we were waiting to get into the restaurant, on the right-hand side, they have this whole area scheduled for weddings and parties, so that looked kind of fun. This is just a nice shot of Pioneer Town, the different little buildings and the plants, the cactus. This is Pappy and Harriet's Pioneer Town Palace. This is where Paul McCartney practiced before he went on stage at Old Cella. He did a whole day of practicing, or playing his guitar, I should say. He doesn't really need any practice. But the restaurant was, look how old it is, but it has a lot of character and history. So this is the inside of the restaurant, and if you can recognize any of those people on the wall, go for it. Here's a stage. I think this is one stage out of a few different stages. We left our lunch and walked around Pioneer Town. Look at this aloe vera. They just grow wild. Now, from what I understand, these buildings were built, this city was built by the movie industry for movies, for, Western style movies in the 1920s. Look at this, is a real goat dressed in a little costume. And there's another one coming up, actually. These are little tourist shops, but this general store, I'm going to share some posters. All these movies were made here in Pioneer Town. So some of these are old, some of these are not so old, but I thought I would give you an idea of the history of the movie making in Pioneer Town. And these posters are just wonderful. They're big and framed. This lady was so fun to watch.
And usually I'm spinning goat hair from our goats.
Okay.
This just happens to be some dyed wool and silk.
Okay.
I was given.
Very cool.
And then it was fun to kind of look around at these little booths. Back at Trilogy Polo Club for a golf cart ride. So we're going to be looking at some homes with solar on the roof, some more aloe vera plants, some beautiful cactus, and beautiful purple bougainvillea. Nice, lovely desert landscaping. Look at the solar panels on that rooftop. More solar panels. And beautiful cactus. So let's just enjoy the ride.
Darling, I would die for you. Tell 1,000 lies for you. Love you like the ocean. Love you in slow motion. Anything it takes to make you stay. But I can't rely on you. Doesn't matter what I do. You say you need a time. I think you mean a buyout. 'Cause it's pretty clear you're on your way out. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah. I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Think that I deserve the truth for once, not a guilty tone, 'cause you're not alone, yeah. You said you wanna come home, but I know you don't. So this time I won't hear it on the phone. If you got something to say to me, then say it to my face. What it's all about, why you're bailing out. Think you owe me an apology. Just say it to my face. You're sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. Say it to my face. You're sorry. And I quit my job for you. Even quit some friends for you. 'Cause you couldn't stand it, me all independent. So you had to have me for yourself. That was when I trusted you. When I could add up 2 and 2. When you promised we'd be together